to our guests. I am happy to have with us
Mhm.
today from GSUSA, Heather Law, who is here to share with us the digital cookie overview for our upcoming 2021 cookie season. Heather?
Excellent, thank you. And I really wish that I could be there assembled with all of you guys in a room. Someday we'll get to do that, hopefully next year. So, if you've gotten a training with me before, you know that your council is near and dear to my heart because I'm actually from Freeport, Illinois. I grew up there, went to Illinois State. So I love all things Illinois. So now in the wonderful state of Oregon, working for GSUSA with Digital Cookies. So also parent of a cadet, troop leader, troop cookie manager, I'm not doing any service unit stuff. So I'm just waiting. I'm sure they'll come to me for that pretty soon, but have worked at a council prior to working at GSUSA in cookies. So I feel like I've gotten to wear many hats, including the hats a lot of you wear. And so I always try and put myself in the shoes of a busy parent who also works and trying to juggle a cookie sale. So I try and come at everything from that way with digital cookies. So we will get started. I think you can see my screen okay, and I know my lighting's pretty good. Okay, so welcome. I know it's 9 a.m. for you guys, but believe me, I just got my email yesterday of like my 6 hours of video training I have to take for cookies. So your council is doing you a really nice favor having some in-person ones here. So we're going to walk through digital cookie. We know that this year the digital cookie is going to be quite likely a really important part of the sale. So we may not be able to get to other places that we normally sell to. We have customers that we might not be able to come in contact with. So digital cookie is going to be an important tool in the girls toolbox this year. So we're going to make sure you guys have an overview of how it works. It's not a very hard system at all to use. It's really easy for girls to get in and get customers purchasing cookies from them. So we'll talk about what that looks like here. So just a quick note that I know these numbers show as being old, but they really haven't changed much. So, an average cookie order, if a girl had an order card, was going door to door, she's going to get about 4 boxes of cookies. Even at a store, if she was at a cookie booth, she's going to get about 4 boxes of cookies. The average order size in digital cookies is actually 6.5. And for her customers who are having things shipped, which again might be an important part of the sale this year, they are 7.5 boxes. So each customer that she's reaching digitally is potentially purchasing more than they would have if she had reached some other. So if you're sort of on the fence, recognize that let girls give it a try, and they I think that they're going to see some really great results here. Of course, if you're on this call, you probably aren't on the fence. You're probably thinking about using digital cookie. But if you hear other parents, or if you're a troop leader and you hear people say, oh, I don't know about it, just say, hey, you know what, each customer might be buying more from you, so what's the harm in trying? There's really only 4 easy steps to set it up, so we're going to work through those steps, but it's a very simple site to use. So the first thing that's going to happen is on December 5th, which shockingly is this weekend, and the 7th, I can't believe it's December, emails will come out, and the 5th if you're a volunteer and the 7th if you're a parent. So you'll get an email in your inbox. It'll say register for the digital cookie platform today. If you are a Gmail user, this will be in your promotions folder. I mean, even mine goes to my promotions folder. You can also check junk and spam. It does come out at 4 a.m. Central Time. So it should be out, somewhere between, definitely by 6 a.m. you'll have it. So check around if you don't see it in your regular inbox, check some of those other folders. So you'll get the email and you'll click on register now. You'll be taken to a screen to create your password, and then you'll log in. You do recreate, even if you used it previously, you have to create a new password every year. So it doesn't keep those. You can't just use your old one. So you'll log in. There is a safety video and there's terms and conditions you have to review and sign. And then you'll select which girls you're registering. So if you have daughters, if you have more than one girl, you'll select which one you're registering. This view only has one. And if it's on the parent registration, you might be coming in and it'll ask you, if you've got multiple roles, if you're a parent and a troop leader, which view you want. So you'll select your role when you log in. So setting up the site's really easy. Girls will go to site setup and they will first enter their goal. So how many boxes of cookies are they looking to sell this year? And have they sold any offline? If so, they will enter that in offline. If they're starting in December, right away in December, they probably don't have a lot of offline sales, which would be like order card. So that might be 0, which is fine. So they also are going to write their cookie story. So it will coach them through it, and it will show them the first box is what their troop is going to do with the cookie money. So hopefully, if we're selling cookies, we aren't, even though it's a crazy year and troops maybe aren't meeting like they used to, hopefully there's still a goal for the troop of what they're going to do with their cookie money so they can tell their customers what they're doing. They also will then use, talk about what they've learned through selling cookies. So if they are a brand new Daisy, they could type, with your help, because Daisy's typing is a painful experience. I've watched it. I've had one. They're going to type what they're excited to learn about in cookies, so they can do that. Or if they have sold, they're going to talk about what they've done before and that they've learned. And girls are going to personalize it, so they're going to upload a photo or a video if they want. They also can choose some cute little graphics. You'll see there's one there, or there's a video in the site called Cookie Boss. So girls, now that they've got, a little extra time around the house, it might be a good project to give them your camera and tell them to go make a cookie video. So that'll buy you, 15 minutes of quiet time, tell them to make a video. So, and then if it doesn't come out good, maybe another 15 minutes. So they can upload that video there. And then the bottom of the page is approve and publish. So what they're going to do is you fill this all out, and it's a button that says see your site and publish. And you'll see a draft of how the site's going to look. And if there's, something you want to correct, you're going to click edit. Otherwise, you're going to click publish. And at that point, your site is ready. Now, your site is sitting there ready until your sales actually start. So, it's good to get it set up and ready. And then when your sales start, girls can start contacting customers. So speaking of customers, there is a tab called customers. So girls can add or import customers into their customer list. They can then, when your sale starts, and they can add customers whenever, when the sale starts, the girls can send one of 3 marketing emails to their customers. So they'll have one that says open for business, another that says there's still time to order cookies, and another that says thank you for your purchase. So girls can send those emails. They can track what email they sent when, and if that customer purchased or not. So if they purchased, they can come in, send the thank you email. If they didn't purchase, they can come in and send them that reminder email. So it's great. It's email marketing 101 for the girls to be learning. Just to note, the emails don't go out automatically. So if you did fall sale, if you've done fall sale, they do come out automatically, but they don't here. So you do have to have girls send them. Also, once your sale starts, on the homepage, the girl has a URL here. So she can take her URL and copy it, and she can share that URL. So she could, older girls like to maybe personalize their emails a little bit and tell their customers, I'm working on my silver award project. Our troop is planning, to do this. We're planning to travel. We're planning to do whatever. So please support me. Also, the link can be shared in accordance with your council's policies on social media. So you can use that as well. So with younger girls, having them send out the emails from the system is probably a little bit easier than having them create their own email and pop a link into it. But older girls, they want that creativity, and they should be marketing more specifically to their customers and creating their own email. They can still use these, of course, and younger girls can create their own, just a suggestion. So next is track your goal. So on their homepage, when you log in, you'll see how your girl is doing for her progress, and also how the troop is doing towards their goal as well. If she does sell cookies offline that aren't reflected in here, she can come and she can update that so that this progress bar will reflect correctly. At the bottom of her screen, she'll see great statistics on her sales. So girls love getting a sale, coming over here, seeing how their progress bar has changed, seeing if their pie chart has changed, seeing how any of these things have changed. Girls really have told us how much they like that. So make sure they're taking note of their metrics as well. And it's doing a great job of reinforcing that learning they've got in school with pie charts and graphs and things like that. They're seeing it in the real world for their cookies. So it's really exciting for them to see that. For girl delivery orders, if a customer orders cookies that's going to be delivered by your Girl Scout, you have 5 days to approve that. So for the most part, parents are knowing that their customers purchased, they're going and approving the order. If for some reason a customer didn't tell you they made a purchase, you'll get an email. It comes in like 1 in the morning. Hopefully you're not still up. And it will let you know you've got an order to approve. So you'll come into Digital Cookie and there's a tab called Orders. You can review the order. You'll click on the green, the paid by. You'll see all the details of that order, who they are, what kind of cookies they ordered, where they live. And so you'll make the decision, or am I going to deliver these cookies or not? So it may be that you're like, well, I'm in Chicago, I'm not going to be delivering cookies to Oklahoma. Or maybe that's grandma, and you know that you're going to see grandma eventually, hopefully, and you're going to go ahead and approve that order. Or maybe it may be for some reason you can't get lemons or trefoil or some kind of cookie if there's any inventory issues. You know, I like to say that, you know, if we discover that Lemon Ups cure COVID and there's a run on them and you can't get them, you might have to not approve the order if you couldn't get the variety of them. So if you've approved the order, you will see over here orders that need to be delivered. So you can just export those and do a nice little pick list for your cookies when they come in. And at the bottom of the screen, you'll see all your orders here. So just so you know, if you can't approve the order, the customer does get an email letting them know, oh gosh, I couldn't approve your order to deliver, but here's a link to buy cookies for shipped or donation from me. So the customer does get notified that you can't deliver the cookies. There's also a tab called Learning, and it's got lots of fun games and videos on it. So these vary by age level. So the younger girl, this is a younger girl site, she might see this fun cookie booth theater. There's a couple games she can play, videos, there's some printables. A cookie song that, if for those new cookie sellers, teaches them about the core varieties of Girl Scout cookies. So she can learn a catchy little song and learn what cookies taste like what. Also on the badges tab, there is the 2 cookie business badges for each age level, and the family entrepreneur pins are on here. So this is great because this is something that, you know, families should be working on together. So girls can come in here with their parents. They can see what the requirements are to earn the pin, the family entrepreneur pin, and they can earn that. So it is a 2-year pin if you're not familiar with it. So if this is her first year as a daisy, for example, she'd earn year 1. Even if she's about to become a brownie, you still earn year 1. If you're a brownie and you're in your 2nd year, you might still be earning year 1. So it's really kind of a 2-year pin. So you earn it based on not what year you are in the program age level, but what year you've earned it. So also a little bit about shipping. We recognize that right now, a lot more things are coming in the mail than they ever have previously. The great news is that shipping rates have stayed the same as last year. So that's really fantastic. We're really excited about that. It is, however, it's not Amazon. There is a shipping fee for the cookies. You know, I look at it as, I was talking to somebody the other day about, you know, like an Uber Eats type thing. And it's like, well, you know, people are really willing to pay. I mean, by the time you add up, if you get like a $25 meal and you know, tip the delivery driver, you've got the delivery fee, you've got the restaurant fee. I mean, you know, you're easily looking at $10 on top of that, right? So, you know, on the one hand, people are still used to Amazon and free. On the other, they're used to, okay, if somebody's going to bring me something, my food, whatever, I'm used that I have to pay a little delivery fee. So I know it says 5.0, it's because it's the same as last year, but really just we're encouraging people to send the links out and let your customers decide if they, you know, if they don't want to pay the shipping fee, then they don't want to pay the shipping fee. But people really want our cookies, right? They're delicious. They want to purchase the cookies. They want to support your Girl Scout. This is a little treat that they can give themselves. And so customers generally aren't as price sensitive to the shipping as we tend to be. And we kind of want to apologize to our customers that they're shipping, that they're not free. But you know what? The people you're sending the link to buy cookies for shipping are probably ones that don't live near you anyway. And you know, grandma's willing to pony up $9 to get the cookies to support her granddaughter. So just letting you guys know that they are the same. And somebody asked the other day what happens at 13. So it does roll over. So if you have 13 boxes, it's actually the lowest price bracket plus this. So it kind of rolls over again. Oh, there we go. I guess I had it in here. Sorry. Also, for orders that are going to Hawaii, Alaska, Puerto Rico, APO, FPO, DPO, and the U.S. Virgin Islands, there is a $5 surcharge. But that's, you know, for anyone who does have family in the military who are on bases, you know, $5 to get those cookies anywhere around the world and get that little taste of home is definitely something that military families are really okay with getting those cookies. So what does the customer see? When you send out the email, they're going to see this that has the big green button for the buy cookies online. they're going to come to the website where they're going to see the cookies. And actually, this is flipped around. This is a little bit older slide, I forgot. So they could have the option to donate cookies or purchase the cookies. Then they're going to say, this is how many I want. They're going to have shipped or delivered. They're going to fill out, who the cookies are, who's paying for the cookies, and who's paying for the cookies, their credit card information. It asks them if they want to information about joining Girl Scouts or if they ever were a Girl Scout. So a little bit of alumni collection there. They are going to see their subtotal. And they're going to get a confirmation. This is how many cookies you bought. This is how much it costs, all that good stuff. If it's a delivery order, it'll let them know that, you get your cookies. And it uses the date that you guys will get cookies plus a couple days. So it'll say you'll get cookies, a few weeks after that. And if it's shipping, they'll get a confirmation that the email order has shipped, and they'll get a tracking number and all that good stuff too. So I'm going to pause before we switch to mobile app and see if there's any questions real quick.
So team, are there any questions that perhaps Heather can answer at this time?
Yes, if you can let us know if when parents log in, will they see any information from last year as far as email addresses, past customers, anything like that? If you can go over that, please.
Yeah, that's a great question. Thanks for bringing that up, somebody. So yes, the customer info carries over from previous years, but it's just the customer list. So they won't see what the customer ordered in previous years, but their customer list will still be there. So if the customer purchased cookies and they added them to their customer list, or if they already had them, that will continue to be there, and that will continue on as well. So if they've got it, if they add a customer this year, that customer will be there next year for them as well. So that's a fantastic question. Thank you for asking that.
Any other questions? And also, attendees, if you do have questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat box. We're addressing them as quickly as we can.
All right, so mobile app. So there is a mobile app, and just so you know, it gets updated January 15th. So at that point, if you're using the app, it'll have you, just like anytime you use an app, it's like, oh, time to update the app, and or your app's automatically update potentially too, I think most people. So there's a couple new things that are coming out in January 15th. So I'm going to walk through a little bit on the app, and we'll talk about those new things then. So in the app, you'll log in. You do have to have your digital cookie site set up in order to log into the app. So the app doesn't do any of the site setup or anything. It really is just a sales tool for girls and troops. So you'll log in to Digital Cookie, and you'll have a choice of, see progress. You'll have a choice of things to do, whether it's take a cookie order, email my site, or review all my orders, which is really nice. If you're in the app and you just want to kind of check your orders, you can approve them from here as well. So really handy. So currently there's an email my site button, and it will let you enter the customer's name and email address, and it will send them the marketing email from there. So if you're at a place where you can't maybe take an order, they don't have a credit card, it's just not convenient, you could take their information and you'd have them in your contact list, and they would get an email to purchase your cookies. So one new thing that's also going to be here is where it says tips right now. This is going to be a QR code. So you will be able to click that. It will bring up a QR code. So if for some reason somebody wanted to purchase cookies from you, and you really wanted to stay contactless, you could hold up your QR code, and they could scan that with their phone, and then they could do the entire purchase on their phone, including the payment. So they'd be choosing maybe they need to ship, or they want to donate the cookies or whatever, but that's an option. Or they maybe just want to scan it and they want to go to their car because it's cold, right? They don't want to do the transaction right there. They could scan it and they could take care of it in their car. See? So one other thing too, there is a troop login this year. So when the parent logs in, and we don't have the screenshots yet because they're literally building it right now, so it's ready in January. When the parent logs in, if this were a booth, if we are able to have booths, or even a virtual booth, or a drive-through cookie booth, for example, the parent could click a button and it would have the sales go to the troop instead of to the individual girl. So she'll have that opportunity, if it's a group sale, that every transaction she does on her phone doesn't have to just be credited to her Girl Scout, it could be credited to the troop. So you know, even if we don't have booths this year, you could see that in the future. If you're taking payment at a cookie booth, it's going to be, you know, a nice way to do that and just make it easier that they're all going to the troop and not to an individual girl. So this is just a review of the orders. So if you're clicking all orders, this is what you're going to see. So you can, you know, see what they are. You can bring up the details. If you're delivering them, you can click on, boom, I've delivered those cookies. So you've got some options to view your orders. If you're just placing an order, it's pretty easy. They come in here and they're going to click on the cookies and they're going to click checkout. They're going to ask the customer how they want to get the cookies. Are they shipped or donated? Are you giving the cookies to the customer right now, which is in hand? Who are they going to? And you can show the customer, you know, hey, here's what your order looks like on the screen. They can do that, and you can accept their credit card. So one of the other things that's happening January 15th is currently in the app, you type in the credit card number. However, starting January 15th, we will have OCR, which stands for optical character recognition, but basically it's that ability to hold that phone up and scan the credit card. So, so you can scan a credit card and it reads the numbers. So it's not taking a photo of it. It's not stored on anyone's phone. It's just taking it. It's like reading those numbers, and instead of you typing them in, it's automatically filling those numbers. And I think the expiration date and not the 3-digit number, but the other ones too. So you don't have to type those in. So you probably just have to type in the 3-digit code for it. So that will save a little bit of time and also help be contactless as well. You know, the customer you could take the card in like a little tray and get the tray from the customer. You could leave it in there, scan their card, and then hand that back to them. So again, just some ways that we can be contactless this year. And they'll give you a confirmation page saying, remember to say thank you. So I'm going to pause for more questions before we switch to the Troop Leader Service Unit view.
Team, are there any questions at this time?
Heather, the QR code, is that available when they log in on December, or is that only available come January?
So that's only in the app come January. However, if the minute she sets up her site and your sale is live, she's got that URL. And there are tons of programs out there where she can take that URL, she can put it in, and it can spit out a QR code. So you could do that, you know, the first day of your sale, you could have a QR code. You could put it on, you know, a flyer, a door hanger, you know, something like that. So a business card. So the girl would have a QR code that she could use from the very first day of the sale. She doesn't need it to wait until the app comes out. That's definitely something that they could utilize.
And just to confirm, the app will be available December 14th when our launch date is, correct?
Yeah, the app will be there. Pardon me. It will do the things I've showed you. It just won't do the new things until January.
Okay. Any other questions, team? All right.
A troop QR code. I'm sorry. I know there's a girl. They essentially could make a troop one because they'll have the URL, correct?
Exactly. Yep. They'll have the URL. Yeah. And you know what? Actually, I know I said Trooper Service Unit, but I think I forgot that I'm going to skip ahead. So Troop Service Unit's not happening yet. We'll come back to that if you're a Trooper Service Unit person.
Okay. All right. So if there are no other questions now, Heather, you're free to proceed.
All right. Excellent. So one thing that's happening this year is we recognize that this was going to be a cookie selling year unlike any other cookie selling year. So there will be a troop link that's available. So when the volunteer goes in, they'll have the ability to set up a link for the whole Girl Scout troop. So with that link, what's going to happen is that we have a cookie finder that's always existed. So if somebody wants to find a cookie booth, they type in their zip code and it'll tell them, like you can see over here, you know, here are the grocery stores or the, you know, the places that, you know, you can find cookies near you, and it'll give you a little map to that. So we said, that's great, but there might not be a lot of cookie booths happening this year. So how else are we going to connect troops to customers who want to purchase cookies? So what's going to happen is there will be the same functionality, and a customer can come to the Girl Scout cookie site, website. They can type in their zip code, and now they'll have a choice. So they can see if there are any physical booths near them. They also will be connected to a troop in their zip code or the troop nearest their zip code. So from there, they can click on the link for the troop and they'll be taken to the troop site if the troop has set it up, and they'll be able to purchase cookies for shipped or donation. So if there are multiple troops in a zip code, it will randomize them. So if there's 5 troops in that zip code, it will pick one this time, and the next time it will probably be a different one. So it's totally random. And the troop leader or the primary, it will ask the troop leader who the primary contact is, and they're the one who is indicating what zip code to use for the cookie finder here. So it's just gonna be a way to connect customers to your troop. It's a shipped and donation order. You're not going to come in contact with them or anything, but there is a troop link. So if there's a situation, in your troop that your troop leader is like, oh, we're going to use this troop link for a virtual booth or whatever, just know that that does exist. You can do a QR code. So with that, now I really am going to switch to I'm going to pause for more questions, and then we will switch to troop leader service unit view. And so once the parent questions are taken care of, you guys, I believe, are free to leave, and we'll stick on with the troop leaders.
So one of the things I just wanted to add before we address any questions is that thank you everyone for your patience and typing in your questions into the chat. We did, as a housekeeping item, turn off the ability to unmute yourself. This allows us to better control the phone call for today and also to ensure that we stay on time for you. But please know that all of your questions are definitely important to us. And so with that, team, are there any questions at this time that need to be addressed?
I think we're good. We're just trying to catch up right now.
No problem. Okay, Heather, go ahead.
All right, excellent. So again, parents, thank you so much. I wish you fantastic sales in Digital Cookie, and we will switch to some information for troop leaders and service unit managers. So troop leaders, you actually have a new dashboard this year if you've used Digital Cookie previously. So at the top, you will have your metrics for your troop on how the troop is doing on their sales. You'll see that, have they sent out emails and so on. Below that, you'll now have a number of reports, including order data. The initial order is not applicable. It'll still be there, but it doesn't apply to your council because the way the sale is set up. And then cookie badges. So we talked earlier about the family entrepreneur pin and whether a girl was earning it. So the leaders can now see if girls are earning their family entrepreneur pin, if they need to purchase those, if they were planning on purchasing those for the troop. So just a quick look of how those reports look. So with the troop link we talked about, what's going to happen is when you log in as a troop leader, any volunteer who is a troop leader or troop cookie manager in eBuddy, when they have that troop role, they will see this here. So they see there's a troop cookie site. So they're going to click start. They will enter a zip code for the troop. So think hard about this. If you're in one zip code, but most of the troops in another zip code, think about where most of the girls live so that customers, when they come to that cookie finder, we want them purchasing cookies from, feeling like they're supporting a troop near them. So you're going to enter that zip code and you're going to select who the primary contact is going to be for the troop. So the person who is the primary contact is going to be the one who's going to set up the site. The setting up the site, and we'll talk about in a second, is really just like a girl site. So you're going to select that person. It can be changed at any point. And the names in the dropdown will be, again, the cookie managers and leaders for the troop is who you'll see. So you'd click that and click save. Sorry about that. It can be changed at any time. So what's going to happen is, I don't think I'm going to shot of this, but what you're going to do is you will come in as a parent then. You'll have a new girl. So if you have a girl already, you'll have 2. If you have 2, you'll have 3. If you didn't have any, you'll suddenly have a parent role. You'll have a brand new Girl Scout whose name is Troop 12359 site. So you will log in as the parent, you will select the girl Troop 12359 site, and you will work with your troop to set up her site. So the girls should help you, what photo or video are we going to use? What words are we going to put here? So you're going to do that and publish her site just like a girl site. And that is how you will have it available for being on the cookie finder. So again, you'll indicate who it's going to be. Whoever you select as the primary contact, that person gets a new Girl Scout in her list as a parent, and she sets up her site again, hopefully with the work of the troop helping her, and that's how your troop link is published, and that's how it will able to be found in the cookie finder. So I know it's a brand new thing, so I'm going to pause and see if there's questions about that before I move on.
Heather, we as a council, we don't have to do anything. They can do it all at the troop leader when they log in. They'll see that, that link, that extra girl, and at that time they would just go and edit that girl at that particular time with their email address, correct?
Exactly, yep.
Okay. Any other questions?
So leaders who've used this before might recognize that, oh, it seems like there's something missing from the dashboard. Well, bonus, you get a new tab at the top. It's called My Troop. So this is where you would have seen the information previously. So right now you'll see how your troop goal is looking. And just to note, the troop goal is you'll set that up in eBuddy. So you'll indicate what your troop goal, there's always been a field, you've probably already used it. But you'll set up what your troop goal is, and it will show you how your sales are, your troops online sales and any offline that they've reported is compared to the troop goal. This is not a precise science because it does any of the offline is relying on information that the girl has entered. So if she's having a crazy day and she types in, I sold 999 boxes just to see what's going to happen, it's going to make it look like you sold a whole lot of cookie boxes. So I mean, some of you might have girls selling that many boxes, but the average troop probably isn't going to see that. So here's where you're going to see the information on the girl. So you'll see what the girl's name is, how her sales are. Has she set up her site and published it? You can click on that to see her site. Are there any orders the parent needs to approve? If you want more details, like the parent name and the parent email, her online, offline orders, you can click those as well. And this brand new girl, Troop 12359, she is kind of set off down here, and you'll see, her site's not published. If there are any troop sales that have come in, you will see them here as well. We talked about the troop links. You guys are set there. And just to note that you will see orders for girls appearing in eBuddy. So shipped orders are going to show up as the quantity of cookies and that the order was paid. Delivery orders, if they come in before your initial order, are included automatically in the initial order. And that was a change last year that happened. And you'll see, I think it's off after that. So you'll see donated orders as well for the girls. And you'll get more information on eBuddy and how that all works here in a future session, I believe. Oops. There we go. The great news is that all the orders that come in on Digital Cookie, it's like you paid counsel already basically for them. So on your deposits tab, you'll see every single order as a payment. So it could be pretty lengthy if you've got lots of girls and they're all utilizing Digital Cookie. This could be pretty long because every single transaction is a separate line item. So you'll see that, and you are credited at the full $5 a box is what will appear here. So on your sales report, again, every single DOC order is going to show up here, every single deposit. So it can be a really long sales report, but because the council now, is getting the full $5 a box and you're getting credited the full $5 a box, you're going to want to keep an eye on the troop proceeds. And if you're collecting other money, what that looks like, just so you can kind of keep an eye on that. And then the council, when I think you do ACH, they will adjust that based on the amount of money you've already deposited. So again, it's really nice because it's money you aren't tracking down, even in a non-COVID year. Of course, in a COVID year, that's less contact you have to have, less contact the parent has to have with a customer. But even that, if that weren't an issue, it's just nice because it's money that's in the bank. It's money you're not trying to track down from a parent. It's money the parent hasn't had to track down from a customer. It's all taken care of. I dread those days where I walk to the bank with, $5,000 in cash and checks, right? Like those are the worst days ever. So the more my sales are online, then the less I have to worry about, my safety or whatever, the cash and checks. And just, we've all had the dining room tables full of cash and checks, right? Trying to get it to add up and get the same number twice. So as much as you get sold in Digital Cookie, it just makes your life that much easier for that. And just to note that, contactless may be something that we're looking at options. So just to note that, donated and shipped orders are already contactless. There's nothing that anyone has to do differently. Prepaid girl delivery orders, virtual cookie booths, those are all great ways to have some contactless sales for the troop. And of course, if you're using the mobile app at an in-person booth, if we have any of those, you can use the cookies in hand function. Like I said, take the credit card like in a basket and let them put the basket, you back up, the troop goes up and puts their cookies on the table and scans the card. So there's lots of ways that Digital Cookie already enables contactless sales and contactless payment. So I think it's just, recognizing that, it's out there. And if there are concerns, that there are a lot of ways to address them with Digital Cookie as well. So that is it. So I will pause for questions.
Right.
For the shipping, the surcharges on the $5 shipping surcharges on what again, please?
It's on orders going to Alaska, Hawaii, Puerto Rico, APO, FPO, DPO, and the U.S. Virgin Islands, and Guam. I forgot Guam on my list as well.
So the continental 48 are just the regular shipping rates, everybody?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right.
And just
Other
to
questions?
confirm, a troop leader cannot accept a parent's girl delivered cookies. Only a parent can accept the girl delivered, right?
Correct. Yes.
eBuddy access will be on December 5th as well. The same day you will receive your digital cookie email.
And also, I know that there were some questions regarding Clover. For those who are new, Clover is a credit card processing tool that we offer within our council. We do have more information about it on our council website on the cookie section, the retail resources page, excuse me. And please note that, I know we shared tons of information with you today. And so don't worry. As I said, we will get your questions answered. We're here to support you, and we will have information for you so that, your cookie experience for your Girl Scout or your troop can be fun and easy.
Angela, are you posting this on the website, this recording? Or are you sending it out? Are you doing both, please?
I hope to do both for sure. We'll post it to our website along with the copy of the presentation. As soon as we're done today, then we'll get that over to the appropriate team so that we can get that posted as quickly as possible.
Perfect. Amy, we cannot email the Clover link out to anybody. You actually need to click on the Clover link from our website. And the reason being is there's some verification on the back end. So only registered volunteers can use the Clover app. So it kind of connects to the back end with Salesforce and everything. So unfortunately, I cannot email you the Clover link, but I believe it is on our website. And you can onboard and the troop can get started there.
It is. And I know we have tons of booth questions as well. Please note that we're continuing to navigate through the booth process. We will get information out to you as quickly as we can. Of course, we want to make sure that everyone remains safe, but we also want to provide you with options perhaps for virtual cookie booth, and we'll provide information about ways to run one of those.
And then also, if you are listed in eBuddy as a troop leader or a troop cookie manager, you would have the access to view that troop page within Digital Cookie. So that's kind of how they're created. So if you see a leader is not in eBuddy, they're probably not going to be within Digital Cookie on the troop view side. So that's kind of how the two systems talk. So eBuddy will transfer all that information to Digital Cookie. So again, if you don't see a girl within eBuddy, she's not going to be in Digital Cookie. If you don't see a volunteer within eBuddy, she's not going to be in Digital Cookie. So again, those two systems talk. And again, if you see one of those is not in eBuddy, you can reach out to our customer care team, and they will definitely start adding girls in if girls are not in the system.
Okay, team, do you see any other Digital Cookie questions that we can answer at this time? And you guys have really great questions, so thank you for posting them.
The troop leader or whoever's picking up the cookie would pick up all the girl delivered cookies for the troop from the service unit, and then they would pass out to each family, just like your question is. So yes, that is how it would happen. And if they had any paper sales, the troop leader or troop cookie manager would pick those cookies up as well at the time of delivery as well. And all this information could be found on our Girl Scouts GCNWI.org website. As Angela mentioned, we'll be putting some more information up every day, and this will probably be one of the newer things up here, hopefully in the next 24 to 36 hours.
Yep.
As far as Clover and Cookie and Clover, it doesn't matter. However you want to, get the credit, it's up to you. However you want. It's truly your troop decision there. And Goal Getter program, as of right now, we're moving forward. But again, there might be some changes and some new processes on that. Again, as Angela mentioned, we are, kind of circling through and just trying to get through it and come up with a better process moving forward. Again, our process keeps on changing because as the guidelines keep on changing with state and with Illinois and Indiana guidelines. So with that, our rules and our things will be changing as well. There is no fee to use the credit card app within Digital Cookie or Clover. We both pay the fees.
And if you're a new troop leader or a new parent, as I said before, we know that there's tons of information. And so maybe you're trying to work with your troop or your Girl Scout to figure out which aspect of the cookie program to participate in. She can participate in Digital Cookie, the order card booth, crossing our fingers that all that goes, as we hope that it will. And we know that it's a lot, but please know that we're here to help guide you and help you to make the best decision for your Girl Scout and for the troop. Any other questions in the few minutes that we have left for Heather?
I think we're at a good spot, I believe.
Yes, and just as a reminder, be on the lookout for your Digital Cookie emails for the troop leader. That'll be happening December 5th. If you are a parent, you will receive your Digital Cookie welcome email on December 7th. The Digital Cookie order taking begins December 14th. Our traditional order card order taking starts January 1st, and our program concludes March 22nd with the last Digital Cookie order taking place on March 21st. Don't worry, you'll hear these dates quite often. They're also on our website as well, and you will definitely see them in upcoming emails too.
I have one question for you, just to confirm. The troop link, only one parent volunteer can be on that, so both two leaders couldn't control that, correct?
Correct. There is, it does have to be one person who it's assigned to. Yep.
And the last day for Girl Delivered Cookies team is January 20th, correct? Sorry,
Yes.
I got here. Yes, January 20th is the last day for Girl Delivered Cookies. So that's also when the troop order is due. Just a side note, when the troop leader submits the initial order, no more Girl Delivered orders can flow into eBuddy at that point. So if you have a Girl Delivered order and you approve it after, it would not come with your initial order cookies at the time of servicing and pickup, and we can work through that. There's always a handful of those, but not a big deal. But again, once the troop leader submits the initial order, it kind of puts like a gate, so to say, and doesn't allow any digital cookie orders to flow into eBuddy. They could still be approved, and we can still get the cookies. They just will come at a different time. And again, we can work through that. Sherry Millard and myself, Sherry usually sends out emails saying, hey, you have a Girl Delivered order that didn't get on your initial order delivery, and we'll come up with a solution how to pick them up.
Okay. All right, team. Any other questions as we wrap up for today?
Just to confirm, yeah, one question here about paper orders. So paper orders, you would still put those into eBuddy, and you would give those to your troop leader or troop cookie manager, whoever's doing the entering for those orders. Those would be put in by that person, and that's how the initial order is.
Okay. All right. So with that, I wanted to take a moment to again thank everyone for attending today's webinar. Thanks to our guest today, Heather Law from GSUSA, for taking us through the overview of Digital Cookie. I don't know about you, but I am super excited about this year's cookie program. Please know that we are here, the product program team, to help support you during your cookie journey, whether you're a parent or a cookie volunteer. Please know that we're in this together, and I look forward to having fun and sharing exciting cookie stories with you in 2021. So thanks everyone for your time, and you have a great day.